we say good day to you. We are very excited to connect, and we ask how can we be of assistance at this time?
Hello, it's nice to connect with you as always. So I've had an interesting day where I had a bit of what I would call self-sabotage in that there's a stretch of road in the middle of Italy here. So I'm driving across Italy and there's a mountain in the middle. And there's a bit where there's not going to be any petrol anywhere around. And there's also a lot of tunnels, so there's no connection to the telephone or anything. And this is the fourth time that I've been so low on petrol. It's been a real panic. And I think, but I know this. How can I get in this situation again and again and again? And it feels like a practical level of self-sabotage. I'd like you to tell me a bit more about what this is about.
Well, these sorts of situations are just invitations to become more mindful, present, to slow down and bring your focus in such a way that you live with more balance through understanding that, yes, these sorts of things happen when you might be moving too fast or slightly imbalanced, not focused on the details as you move through the practical aspects of existence, which ask you to be more grounded. Though also, these are hidden blessings in showing you that you do have a way to recover and find balance again after these moments. And the magic is in allowing yourself to maintain that balance so they stop occurring, but knowing that when they do, there is still something supporting your growth within it.
Yes, yes. I've got to ask you something though. That particular part of Italy, it's a town called Colfiorito. I think that's how it's pronounced, something like that. So it has a bit of a feel of like the Bermuda Triangle or something. Like it's a spooky feeling for me in that area. And it's where three regions of Italy actually intersect. You cross over and it says you're leaving this region of Italy and entering that region of Italy. Feels a bit of an energy vortex or portal or something. Is there something in that area?
Yes, well, when there is a convergence of different regions and flows of energy, there is a sort of portal that allows for different energies to cross through between dimensions, because being in that zone of transition, there is a sort of vibration that takes place that occurs through the constant movement of different energies of people and beings moving through these different spaces.
Is it anything to do with the mountains there? Because I mean, Italy has a mountain right down the middle, and it's where it's very noticeable. The road goes up, and then the road goes down. It's even with the tunnels, it's the kind of peak of that particular road.
Yes, the mountains also carry their own spirits and energies that affect this area a lot.
Also, not far away in the same mountain is scientific research into neutrinos with one of these huge collider rings. Does that affect us in some way?
Yes, as these sorts of scientific investigations are affecting very small quantum particles, and the act of observation affects particles, and this frequency also allows for this area to be sort of more highly charged with varying probabilities of energy, as the act of observing again very minute, small matter that is the backbone of existence also starts to bend reality itself.
So you're saying it's not just the experiment, it's the act of human observation that affects us.
Yes.
Can you say a bit more about how that works? I mean, particular scientists are observing it. And then they might be silent about it. They may publish it, but in general, it's an experiment that just gets put in a folder in a file somewhere.
Well, as demonstrated by experiments like the double slit experiment, quantum material can change as subjects actively engage in observing that phenomena. So the act of observation switches this quantum material from either being a particle or a waveform. And in this way, when humans are actively engaging with phenomena, they are impacting that phenomena. And so, as really the energy field of all human activity creates a vibration in the region that they perform it, being around this sort of quantum research does open up a sort of portal of more uncanny experiences taking place.
So my own experience that's drawn my attention is I think it's 4 times I run really low on petrol and Google Maps says, oh, there's nothing in the region, nothing. And it's a big panic. But as I say, it is a hill. And if I get over the hump of the hill, I can run for 20 minutes or so downhill until I find petrol without using any. So how does this active observation and its impacting, how does that actually get to a situation where I run out of petrol?
There isn't a direct connection, but there is a sort of synchronous resonance, you could say. The real connection is only in that way a resonance, in that you are bringing yourself into this sort of experience as a way to tune in more to details like the petrol tank. And this sort of experience is asking you to engage in a investigation where you are searching, yet the answer is not clear in the places it usually lies. And so it's asking you in that way to open up to another level of intuition. And like with quantum material, intuition is an act of co-creation as well. When you tap into your intuitive sense, the phenomena that you observe is influenced by your observation of it. And a fine-tuned degree of intuition also recognizes that. And so there is a way that this experience is in resonance, asking you to be an investigator.
Investigator of what?
Quantum energies, the subtle frequencies.
Can you be more specific?
Like in this instance, Google Maps doesn't exactly show you where to go. So you have to rely on your felt intuition that there is a way to find the gas station regardless.
Yes, I stopped and asked some local people in broken Italian, and they said, well, it's 4 kilometers and it's left and right and this way and that way, and there you will get petrol. And they were right.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Can I ask you, I mean, emotionally, I got very confused and upset with this because I was quite angry with myself for doing this repeatedly. Can you talk about my emotional experience?
Yes. This is pointing to a part or a sort of conglomeration of belief systems that experiences a degree of shame over internalizing negative meaning from mistakes. So this aspect is actually part of the equation in why the mistakes happen, because the energy of shame, which is sometimes suppressed, then leads to impulsivity, and impulsivity leads to forgetting details. And so in this way, this is a frequency within you that's asking for you to engage with it and disentangle it, transmute it into love and self-acceptance and patience and forgiveness, essentially, so that you can be more present and in balance more of the time.
Can you go into a little more detail? You said about impulsiveness. That it's quite a lot you're saying here. Can you just clarify it a little bit more?
Yes, well, when, again, you say mistakes recur, this pattern is a response that comes up and internalizes it as self-blame. Why am I in this same situation again? And then this frequency of energy has to either be resolved and or suppressed. And when aspects of this frequency are not fully resolved, sometimes there is a overexertion of energy that is connected with pushing it away, you could say. Whereas instead, embodying deep self-forgiveness allows for this energy to be at ease.
On the spaceship of Babel, we are gliding through the stars on a 5-year mission beyond Jupiter and Mars. A celestial encounter on a future Noah's Ark, and you won't hear us coming. Whisper in the dark. There's an Ewok close behind me as we